to get involved. Producer Howard Burd is here to talk about Notorious Nick. Full disclosure, he used to work with us here.
Yes, full disclosure.
Hi, Howard.
Hello.
Nice to have you back.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So let's talk about this movie that you're doing and tell us about Notorious Nick. So I don't watch MMA fighting.
Right.
So tell us about this guy.
You know, honestly, it's not so much that attracted me about the MMA element. Sorry, MMA fans. It's truly about the story. It's kind of like Blindside. But the mom was 16 when she had Nick.
Right.
His father was not present the first 20 years. And so they both struggled to overcome together. And what fascinated me was the dynamic synergy between the two, where they basically, the story is just about as well as the mom as Nick. And that's what attracted me. I didn't want to just do a Rocky movie.
Right. Yeah.
His story was inspirational enough. What fascinated me, how did these two people who the odds were against both of them,
Right.
combat sport with one arm? That's ridiculous.
Well, and that's the thing. We've got video of Nick actually in the ring, and these are cage matches. These are not,
very dangerous.
Very dangerous. And
very
for him
dangerous.
to be able to do this with just one hand
And win the world championship.
Absolutely. Now, and let me ask you this, because there's a lot of people who might not even want to get in the ring with Nick because of the fact that he's working with one hand, either because they have an issue with it or they're worried that it's not fair. As far as Nick is concerned, you see a lot of him and what his tenacity is.
Courtney, that's actually a tremendous question, because part of Nick's challenge is nobody would fight him because it was a lose-lose proposition. So the way he got in there is that his best friend who he trained with unfortunately passed away a week before the guy won this tournament to fight. And the promoters gave Nick his deal, basically 3 fights. He went on to win the 3 fights, and after that, no one wanted to fight him again.
Wow.
And NBC television said, the only way we're going to televise MMA XFC is if you let Nick Newell fight. Huh. And that's how he got his 4th fight through his 11th, and he ended up winning the world championship on his 11th fight, which you'll see on the video on NotoriousNickTheMovie.com.
Wow.
Little plug.
It's so inspirational for people who were born with a congenital disability or who have become disabled as adults. And you're working with a guy who's familiar with MMA too, Mark DeSalle, right? Who's you've worked with before on some of the other movies we've chatted with you about.
And honestly, you know, I'm smart enough to know what I don't do great is I'm not an MMA fighter. Kind of, you know, not really built like that. More a basketball player.
In case you don't know, he's not standing, but Howard's like 7 feet tall.
Like
8 feet.
Okay, 8 feet tall.
Okay,
all right.
I'm going to be Jack the Beanstalk Part 2. But anyways, Nick, like I said, Mark DeSalle, godfather of MMA, blood sport, kickboxer, perfect weapon, perfect producing partner. So I'm smart enough to always get people to do stuff better than me and actually let them do it.
Get them on the team.
Yeah.
So here's the big question. So you're going to do this movie, but you've got a way for other people, our viewers, to even get involved with making this movie.
Yeah, being from Sacramento, you know, I had no film experience, and just going on the set for my first film was such an amazing adventure and excitement, and something I want everybody to experience.
Yeah.
So I'm going to crowdfund this movie because I want people to be part of it. And we have perks from $10 to thousands of dollars, from a beanie to being on the set to being in the movie to hanging around with the director, hanging around the screenwriters. Anybody that's ever wanted to be involved with film. The difference is the filmmaking crew that I have knows how to do major feature fiction pictures. This is not, you know, your cousins asking for money. Come on, Mom, I got this film. I'm a millennial, and I want to live at home.
This is going to be
Can I do this film?
quality.
I love millennial. I can't even say the word. That's how much I love them.
So
millennials, we love them.
You've only got about $3,800 there. You're shooting for $100,000.
What's $3,800?
I don't know. It's $3,860.
It's been 2 days old, and honestly, that's why I'm
for 2
here.
days. That's actually not bad. That's not bad for 2 days.
It is bad. It is bad.
Yeah. Well, no, you're getting there. But so you're shooting for like in about a year from now to start.
No, I want to shoot this movie probably in April.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to shoot it regardless. If this. The crowdfunding, I want to give everybody the opportunity in Sacramento to be part of this film, to come on the set, to kind of do it. People always complain there's no movie shot here, but if we don't get the support of the community on something like this, there's going to be continually no movie shot here because California does not have a good rebate system. So my last 3 movies, Atlanta, Cleveland, Seattle, that's why they give you 30% back. So I'm trying to make sure Sacramento is put on the map, and I'm going to do everything I can to shoot this film here.
Well, this will be a good one. I mean, you know, a lot of people, we just saw Uriah Faber was just back in the news, you know, the other day.
Piegate.
Right,
Hiking.
with that.
Is
And
anybody behind me, by the way?
there's no one behind you.
You're good.
You're clear.
I
Not
got
even
you.
a fruit
Clear.
pie.
Courtney's
fruit
got your
pie.
back. Courtney's
got
got your back, right? So big MMA fans here. So if you want to check it out, we're going to link Howard's Indiegogo site to ours2gooddaysacramento.com. Click show info there at the top of the page. Today's date. You can see some footage of Nick in the ring and
amazing.
get involved. And yeah.
Amazing. Be part of this film experience. I promise you'll be one of the better things you've ever been excited. Not so much the business, but the journey. So when you come on the set and you see it in the big screen, you're like, I was there that day. See me? That's an extra in the back.
See?
I'm waving.
How fun would that be?
I'm waving.
Oh, yeah.
I have a sign. I have, a pie.
All right. Thanks.
have a pie.
Stop. Stop
Sorry.
it. Go.
I want a guest host spot.
Go.
Come
Okay.
on.
Put
I'll
that
wear the
down.
skirt. I'll wear the skirt.
It's a kill. It's a kill.
See,
I'll wear
that's
the
your
bra
first
Not
problem.
safe.
Whatever,
All right, Howard,
whatever you
out.
want.
Howard.
Damn.
That's it.
You
Done.
always kicking me
Bye.
out early.
Leave. Okay. Thanks, Howard. All right. Well, they say they make the